Sidney Poitier was a Hollywood icon, a trailblazer who shattered barriers, but behind the scenes, his life held secrets few ever knew. What happened to his abandoned house? How did his 6 children shape his legacy? And what was his true net worth at the time of his passing? From his enduring love story to the heartbreaking details of his final days, this video uncovers the hidden truths behind Poitier's remarkable life and untold struggles. Stay tuned because what we reveal may surprise you. What was Sidney Poitier's net worth? When he died. At the height of his career, Poitier was one of Hollywood's top earners, commanding $1 million per film and becoming a major box office draw. Reports on his net worth at the time of his death vary, but estimates place it between $20 million and $25 million. His career began on Broadway, earning praise for his role in a production of Lysistrata. Poitier followed it up with several more leading roles in theater before making the jump to films in the late 1940s. According to IMDb, Poitier earned $200,000 plus 20% of the gross profits for 1967's In the Heat of the Night. He was paid the same salary along with an unknown percentage of the gross profit for Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Before retiring in 2000, Sidney Poitier expanded his career by directing films and taking on television roles. That same year, he penned his memoir, The Measure of a Man, a spiritual autobiography, which later earned him a Grammy for his narration of the audiobook. He also explored fiction, publishing the novel Montaro Cane, along with Life Beyond Measure, Letters to My Great-Granddaughter. Beyond Hollywood, Poitier served as the Bahamian ambassador to Japan from 1997 to 2007. His contributions as a pioneering black actor and activist earned him some of the highest honors, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom and an honorary Oscar for lifetime achievement. On January 7, 2022, news of Poitier's passing was confirmed by Bahamian officials, who mourned the loss of a national treasure. He was 94 years old, though no cause of death was publicly disclosed. But what else we didn't know about Sidney Poitier? Sidney L. Poitier's story began on February 20, 1927, in Miami, Florida. Though his birth there was purely by chance, his Bahamian parents had traveled to the U.S. to sell produce when his mother unexpectedly went into labor. Because he was born on American soil, Sidney gained U.S. citizenship, but he spent most of his early years in the Bahamas, deeply connected to his family's farming roots. The youngest of 7 children, Poitier was raised in a Roman Catholic household, surrounded by the values of hard work and resilience. At 10, his family moved to Nassau, a shift that exposed him to a more urban environment. 5 years later, seeking better opportunities, he left for Miami to live with his brother's family. However, the deeply segregated South presented harsh realities for a young black man, making life in Miami difficult. At 16, Poitier set out for New York City, arriving with little money and no clear plan. He worked as a dishwasher to make ends meet, and during that time taught himself how to read, a skill that would later prove crucial to his success. When World War II broke out, Poitier was eager to serve and lied about his age to enlist in the army. Instead of being sent overseas, he was stationed at a VA hospital in Northport, New York, assisting psychiatric patients. The job quickly became overwhelming, and desperate to leave, he pretended to have a mental illness, which led to his discharge. Back in civilian life, Poitier returned to washing dishes, but he had a bigger dream: acting. Determined to make a name for himself, Poitier started auditioning for theater roles and eventually landed at the American Negro Theater. But his early performances were anything but smooth. He couldn't sing, a major setback for many stage productions at the time, and his thick Bahamian accent made it difficult for audiences to understand him. Rather than let these obstacles derail him, Poitier doubled down. For 6 months, he worked tirelessly to improve, refining his speech, perfecting his craft, and studying acting with an unshakable focus. His hard work paid off when he landed the lead role in a Broadway production of Lysistrata. The performance was a success, marking the start of a promising career. From there, Poitier quickly became a sought-after talent on Broadway, securing leading roles and earning a reputation as a gifted actor. By the late 1940s, his work on stage had caught the attention of filmmakers. He made his big-screen debut in No Way Out, playing a young doctor confronted with racial prejudice. The role was a turning point, earning him widespread recognition and opening the door to Hollywood. Sidney Poitier's breakthrough came in 1955 with Blackboard Jungle, a film that tackled themes of juvenile delinquency and racial tension. His performance struck a chord with audiences and critics alike, solidifying him as a compelling and socially conscious actor. From that moment on, his career gained momentum, and he quickly became one of the most prominent black actors of his time, paving the way for future generations. Building on this success, Poitier continued to break barriers with films like Goodbye, My Lady, and The Defiant Ones. His powerful performance in The Defiant Ones earned him widespread acclaim and an Academy Award nomination, cementing his place as a major force in Hollywood. At the same time, Poitier was making an impact on Broadway. He starred in the original production of A Raisin in the Sun, a landmark play that brought black life to the stage with a level of depth and authenticity rarely seen before. When the play was adapted into a film, Poitier reprised his role, further solidifying his influence in both theater and cinema. His portrayal in Porgy and Bess also earned him a Golden Globe nomination. In 1963, Sidney Poitier made history as the first black man to win an Academy Award for Best Actor, thanks to his performance in Lilies of the Field. It was a groundbreaking moment, not just for Poitier, but for Hollywood as a whole. However, despite the honor, Poitier was keenly aware of the industry's limitations. As one of the few prominent black actors of the time, he was often cast in roles that fit a narrow mold, characters who were noble, uncontroversial, and devoid of deep personal conflict. Frustrated by these constraints, he took a step back from Hollywood for a while. During this period of introspection, Poitier explored new creative avenues. In 1964, he teamed up with composer Fred Katz to release Poitier Meets Plato, an album in which he recited Plato's philosophical writings. This project highlighted his intellectual curiosity and desire to express himself beyond the screen. Though he briefly distanced himself from acting, Poitier soon returned to film with roles in The Bedford Incident, The Greatest Story Ever Told, and A Patch of Blue, reaffirming his presence in the industry. By the late 1960s, he was at the peak of his career, starring in 3 culturally significant films: To Sir, With Love, In the Heat of the Night, and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. These films tackled racial and social issues head-on, and Poitier's performances reflected the urgency of the civil rights movement, cementing his status as both a Hollywood icon and a voice for change. As Sidney Poitier's star continued to rise, so did the criticism. Some felt that the characters he portrayed were too restrained, crafted to be non-threatening to white audiences. Many of his late 1960s roles featured dignified, soft-spoken men who avoided direct conflict, leading some to argue that Hollywood was boxing him into a limited, sanitized version of black identity. Rather than let these critiques define him, Poitier took matters into his own hands by stepping behind the camera. He ventured into directing, helming films like Stir Crazy, a hit comedy starring Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, as well as A Warm December, Uptown Saturday Night, and Buck and the Preacher. These projects allowed him to shape narratives in ways Hollywood rarely did at the time, bringing more depth, humor, and complexity to black characters. By the 2000s, Poitier had largely stepped away from the entertainment industry, but his influence never faded. He remained a revered figure, frequently honored at major events like the Academy Awards. His legacy as both an actor and director continues to inspire, proving that his impact on cinema was far greater than any single role he played. Tour Sidney Poitier's house. Sidney Poitier's longtime Beverly Hills home is the perfect blend of classic elegance and modern luxury. Nestled in one of California's most exclusive neighborhoods, this stunning estate, now valued between $7 to $10 million, offers privacy, sophistication, and a timeless charm that reflects the grace of its legendary owner. Tucked away on a quiet, tree-lined street, the property provides seclusion while still being close to the vibrant heart of Beverly Hills. Its Mediterranean-inspired architecture, with a stucco facade and terracotta roof, gives it a warm and inviting feel. Manicured lawns, lush greenery, and towering hedges add to the sense of tranquility, while a gated driveway leads to a grand front courtyard, setting the stage for the home's refined beauty. Inside, the house boasts expansive square footage, soaring ceilings, and oversized windows that bathe each room in natural light. The grand entryway, with polished marble floors and a sweeping staircase, creates an immediate impression of sophistication. The open and airy layout makes it perfect for entertaining, with formal dining and living rooms featuring intricate molding, an elegant fireplace, and French doors that open to the picturesque backyard. The kitchen is designed for both function and style, equipped with top-tier appliances, custom cabinetry, and a spacious island that serves as a natural gathering spot. Just off the kitchen, a cozy family room offers a more relaxed space, with floor-to-ceiling windows that provide breathtaking views of the lush outdoor scenery. The home's multiple bedrooms are thoughtfully designed for comfort and luxury, with the master suite serving as the ultimate retreat. Spacious and serene, it features a private sitting area, a fireplace, and large windows overlooking the peaceful grounds. The spa-like ensuite bathroom boasts a soaking tub, a rain shower, dual vanities, and elegant marble finishes. Stepping outside, the backyard is a secluded paradise. A sparkling swimming pool takes center stage, surrounded by sun loungers perfect for enjoying the California sunshine. The outdoor space is designed for both relaxation and entertaining, with a built-in grill, an alfresco dining area, and a lush garden filled with mature trees and colorful flowers. With its prime location, impeccable design, and luxurious amenities, Sidney Poitier's Beverly Hills home is a reflection of his legacy. Graceful, timeless, and effortlessly elegant. Florida's home. Sidney Poitier once owned a stunning home in Florida, a property that effortlessly combined elegance and charm, yet remained curiously untouched. Though beautifully designed and inviting, Poitier never made it his permanent residence, leaving it as a quiet, unoccupied gem. Situated on a spacious corner lot in a sought-after neighborhood known for its peaceful atmosphere and top-rated schools, the meticulously renovated three-bedroom, three-bathroom home exudes a subtle yet refined luxury. Its two-story layout, complete with a one-car garage, makes it an ideal retreat for those seeking both modern comforts and timeless appeal. Inside, the home strikes a perfect balance between contemporary design and cozy warmth. The first floor welcomes visitors with a stylish family room where a sleek gas fireplace creates a relaxing and inviting ambiance. Adjacent to it, the expansive living room is bathed in natural light from large windows, making it an ideal space for lounging, reading, or entertaining. Also on this level are two well-appointed bedrooms, each with its own ensuite bathroom. One serves as a peaceful, private sanctuary, perfect for unwinding, while the other offers the same level of luxury and comfort, making it a perfect space for guests or family members. The true charm of this property extends beyond its beautifully designed interior. The outdoor space is a private sanctuary, featuring a fenced-in backyard with lush landscaping that creates a peaceful retreat. With a fully irrigated and meticulously maintained garden, the space feels like an oasis. perfect for quiet reflection or intimate gatherings. Every detail of the backyard was crafted for relaxation, enhancing the home's overall sense of serenity. Despite its impeccable design, prime location, and luxurious features, the house remained unused after Sidney Poitier purchased and renovated it. It stands as a quiet, elegant retreat, untouched, yet brimming with potential. Though Poitier never called this place home, its timeless beauty, tranquil surroundings, and exclusivity make it a hidden gem in Florida, waiting for someone to bring it to life. Sidney Poitier's former Manhattan apartment. The former Manhattan co-op of the late Sidney Poitier has officially hit the market, listed at $11.5 million. Poitier and his wife Joanna purchased the elegant Fifth Avenue duplex in 1994 for $2.5 million, intending to be closer to their daughters while they attended NYU, according to New York Magazine. The couple later sold the property in 2001 for $5 million. The buyers, described as prolific art collectors, already owned a smaller unit in the building and had a personal connection to the Poitier. The apartment is now being sold by their estate. Spanning two combined pre-war three-bedroom units, the expansive duplex boasts 13 rooms, with 6 offering breathtaking direct views of Central Park, including all 5 bedrooms and the living room. As far as I can tell, there's no other Fifth Avenue apartment on the market that offers that, said listing agent Chris Cann of Corcoran. Positioned on the 9th and 10th floors, the home also offers stunning open views extending to the park's reservoir. Inside, the apartment features a spacious kitchen with a pantry, a formal dining room, a laundry room, staff quarters, and a wood-paneled library media room, which was previously the dining room on the upper level. A striking sculptural staircase connects the 2 floors. The layout also provides flexibility, with ample space for a home office or even a private gym. The design of the home reflects its unique combination of 2 units. The living room is now double its original size, and the primary suite occupies what was once the upper unit's living room, complete with a wood-burning fireplace that mirrors the one in the living space below. Built in 1924, the French Renaissance-style building was designed by architects Howard Crane and Kenneth Franzheim. Residents enjoy full-time doorman service, a fitness center, storage facilities, and a shared laundry room. With its storied past, prime location, and unparalleled views, this one-of-a-kind residence offers a rare opportunity to own a piece of New York history. Sidney Poitier shared 6 children with 2 different women. Sidney Poitier married his first wife, Juanita Hardy, in 1950. 2 years into their marriage, they welcomed their first daughter, Beverly Poitier Henderson, on July 4, 1952. According to Kazuri West, Beverly has built a career as a video producer, writer, and published author. In 2002, she released her novel, Nana, just days before her birthday. While she briefly worked in Hollywood, serving in the casting department for the 1991 TV miniseries Separate but Equal, which starred her father, she eventually stepped away from the entertainment industry to pursue her true passion: jewelry design. Beverly's love for collecting rocks as a child eventually evolved into a full-fledged career. It wasn't until she attended a local jewelry show in Atlanta that she realized she could turn her hobby into a craft. She immersed herself in the trade, studying jewelry design, attending workshops, and perfecting her skills. Today, she owns the jewelry brand and Etsy shop Poitier Henderson, a name that honors both her father and her husband. While Sidney was proud of her work, she once joked that she struggled to get him to wear her intricate, feminine designs. 2 years after Beverly's birth, Sidney and Juanita welcomed their second daughter, Pamela Michelle Poitier, on April 4, 1954. Pamela followed in her father's footsteps with a brief acting career before shifting her focus to environmental advocacy. Her Hollywood journey began with her role in the 1980 film Stir Crazy, which was directed by her father. She went on to appear in several other projects, with her final big-screen role in the 1997 film The Jackal. In 2012, Pamela made the life-changing decision to relocate to the Bahamas, her father's homeland, where she became an advocate for environmental preservation. Pamela Poitier was born in New York City, but as she grew older, she felt a deep desire to reconnect with her Bahamian roots. She embraced a sustainable, eco-friendly lifestyle, relying on natural resources for daily living. Speaking about her way of life, Pamela once shared, "I live off the grid. I get my electrical power from the sun, I catch rainwater on my roof, and I use composting toilets. We don't own any part of this planet, we're just passing through. And we're obligated to leave it better than it was when we go." In addition to her environmental advocacy, Pamela co-produced the documentary Islands of Life with Beau Boudard. The film was screened at the St. Augustine Film Festival and later shown to students at H.B. Hunt Elementary School. Alongside her conservation work, she teaches acting classes to children on Cat Island, blending her passion for the arts with her commitment to giving back. Sidney Poitier's third daughter, Sherry Poitier, was born on July 12, 1956. Like her older sisters, she had a brief stint in Hollywood. She made her acting debut in A Piece of the Action, a film directed by her father, in which he also starred alongside Bill Cosby. Years later, she appeared in Fighting Temptations. Though she eventually stepped away from the entertainment industry and reportedly pursued a career as a cook, she made a final on-screen appearance in Sydney, 2022, a documentary about her father featuring Denzel Washington, Halle Berry, and Morgan Freeman. The youngest daughter from Sidney's marriage to Juanita Hardy was Gina Poitier, born on May 1, 1961. Unlike her sisters, Gina never ventured into Hollywood. She spent her early years in Pleasantville, New York, before her family relocated to Stuyvesant when she was 7. While in high school, she met the love of her life, Gaten Garage, and the two married in 1988. They went on to have 4 children, though tragically, one of them passed away. Gina attended Rutgers University before transferring to the State University of New York at Albany to be closer to her future husband. She earned a fine arts degree and later pursued fashion merchandising at the American College of Applied Arts. She channeled her creativity into designing, co-founding Beijai Arts, a brand focused on plus-size fashion. By 2017, Gina was reportedly working as an administrative assistant. Sadly, in 2018, she became the first of the Poitier sisters to pass away. While her family did not disclose the cause of her death, they shared a heartfelt obituary in her memory. Sidney Poitier married for the second time in 1976, more than a decade after his first marriage, tying the knot with Joanna Shimkus on January 23rd. The two remained together for nearly 46 years, only separated by Sidney's passing just weeks before their anniversary. The couple had 2 daughters, starting with Annika Poitier, born on February 29, 1979, in Manhattan, New York. Annika pursued a career in the entertainment industry, beginning her journey at 18 as an actress and director. She is known for her work in Swordfish, directing Devil Cats and Yard Sale. In 2012, she was awarded the Adrienne Shelley Filmmaking Grant for her project Black Irish. Beyond her career, Annika is also a mother to 2 children, her daughter Polona and another child whose name remains private. Her younger sister, Sidney Tamia Poitier, was born in Los Angeles on November 15, 1973. She studied at NYU's Tisch School of the Arts, earning a degree in acting, and further honed her craft at the Stella Adler Studio of Acting. Though she started her career with promising roles in television, she faced early setbacks as several of her shows were canceled after just 1 season in the late 90s. Despite these challenges, Sidney Tamia stayed persistent and built a steady career in television. One of her more recent roles was in the Canadian series Carter, which ran from 2018 to 2019. inside Poitier's first controversial marriage. Sidney Poitier and Juanita Hardy married on April 29, 1950, but after 15 years together, they divorced in 1965. In the early years of their marriage, they struggled financially, facing hardships that tested their resilience as a couple. Sidney once shared a story about a particularly difficult moment when he couldn't afford the $75 medical bill for their first child's birth. He recalled telling the hospital staff that, in order to pay, he would have had to take out a loan against their furniture. Ironically, just before receiving the bill, he had turned down an acting role that would have covered the cost and lifted them out of that financial strain. However, he declined the opportunity because the role went against his values. In an interview with Oprah Winfrey, Sidney reflected on that decision, noting that despite the financial struggle, Juanita remained supportive and understanding. Later, while still married, Sidney met actress Diane Carroll on the set of Porgy and Bess, 1959, and the two developed a deep connection. Though they were both married to other people at the time, they couldn't ignore their feelings for each other and began a secret relationship. They made a pact to leave their respective spouses, and Diane followed through on her promise. It took Sidney a few more years to fully confront his situation. He eventually admitted to Juanita that he had fallen for someone else, and though his confession came before their divorce was finalized, their marriage ultimately ended. Despite their efforts to build a future together, Sidney and Diane's relationship also came to an end not long after. Details of Poitier's second marriage. In 1976, Sidney Poitier married former Canadian actress Joanna Shimkus, and the two shared a loving and devoted partnership for more than 4 decades until his passing. Throughout their marriage, Sidney and Joanna were open about their deep connection and how perfectly they complemented each other. Joanna once expressed that their love felt like fate, as if they were always meant to be together. She also spoke about what initially drew her to Sidney: his unwavering integrity, honesty, and deep commitment to his family. To her, he wasn't just a remarkable actor, but an amazing human being. Good 3 times over, as she fondly put it. She also couldn't help but gush about his looks, admitting that while he was very, very cute in his younger years, she still found him incredibly attractive later in life. Beyond her career in acting, Joanna also pursued a passion for interior design, philanthropy. Throughout his legendary career, Sidney Poitier used his influence and resources to support causes that made a lasting impact on countless lives. One of his earliest philanthropic efforts came in 1959 when he teamed up with Harry Belafonte and Jackie Robinson to establish the African American Students Foundation. This initiative helped fund 770 scholarships, allowing African students to pursue higher education in the United States between 1959 and 1963. By championing access to education, Poitier not only changed individual lives, but also set the stage for his lifelong commitment to giving back. Among the many organizations he supported, AIDS Project Los Angeles, APLA, was one that greatly benefited from his involvement. The nonprofit is dedicated to improving the quality of life for people affected by HIV while also working to reduce infection rates. Beyond providing healthcare services, APLA has been a strong advocate for fair and effective public policies, raising awareness and fighting the stigma surrounding HIV/AIDS. Poitier also played a role in supporting the American Foundation for AIDS Research, AMFAR, an organization at the forefront of AIDS research and education. Since its founding, AMFAR has worked tirelessly to advance treatment options and expand knowledge about the disease, and Poitier's involvement reflected his dedication to making a difference in the fight against HIV/AIDS. A key part of AMFAR's fundraising efforts is the annual Cinema Against AIDS Gala, a high-profile event that has raised over $22 million for crucial AIDS research. Since its launch in 1993, The gala has attracted major figures from the entertainment industry, including Dame Elizabeth Taylor, Sharon Stone, Demi Moore, and Sir Elton John, demonstrating Hollywood's commitment to tackling this global health crisis. Through his involvement with AMFAR, Sidney Poitier underscored the vital role of scientific research and advocacy in the fight against AIDS. He consistently used his platform to raise awareness, support fundraising efforts, and back initiatives aimed at ending the epidemic. Beyond his contributions to health-related causes, Poitier was deeply committed to philanthropy in other areas, particularly social justice, education, and cultural enrichment. His humanitarian legacy wasn't just defined by his historic achievements in film, but also by his dedication to uplifting communities and addressing critical social issues. Tragic death. On January 6, 2022, Sidney Poitier passed away at his home in Beverly Hills, California, at the age of 94. His death was confirmed by Fred Mitchell, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Bahamas. According to his death certificate, the cause was cardiopulmonary failure, with Alzheimer's disease and prostate cancer listed as underlying conditions. Following his passing, tributes poured in from around the world. Then-President Joe Biden honored Poitier's legacy, stating, "With unflinching grandeur and poise, his singular warmth, depth, and stature on screen, Sidney helped open the hearts of millions and changed the way America saw itself." Former President Barack Obama also paid tribute, describing him as a singular talent who epitomized dignity and grace. Michelle Obama, Bill Clinton, and Hillary Clinton also shared heartfelt statements in his memory. Hollywood and the broader entertainment industry mourned his loss as well. Martin Scorsese reflected on Poitier's impact, saying, "For years, the spotlight was on Sidney Poitier. He had a vocal precision and physical power and grace that at moments seemed almost supernatural." Fellow legends and contemporaries, including Harry Belafonte, Morgan Freeman, Viola Davis, Whoopi Goldberg, Lupita Nyong'o, Halle Berry, Ava DuVernay, Oprah Winfrey, Octavia Spencer, Jeffrey Wright, Giancarlo Esposito, Quincy Jones, Michael Eisner, and Ron Howard also shared tributes honoring his remarkable life and career. Broadway paid homage to the legendary actor by dimming its theater lights on January 19, 2022, at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Additionally, the Ebertfest Film Festival announced it would dedicate its 2022 event to the memory of both Poitier and comedian Gilbert Gottfried. Sidney Poitier's influence continues to be deeply felt, both within his family and in the world of cinema. Even after his passing, the values he stood for, love, integrity, and the unwavering pursuit of one's dreams, live on, inspiring those who knew him personally and countless others who admire his legacy.